God should give you the serenity to accept the things that you cannot change. The courage to change the things you can change. And the wisdom to know the difference between the two. I'm AA, but I have my own battles too.
Yeah.
So we all have our battles.
Yeah, we all have our battles.
So that's your own battle. Face it. I mean, in this life, where I come from, they will say Ogunlaye, which means life is a battle. So you need to brave it. Many form of resentment that you have towards your parents will keep making your life more miserable. So let's say that your parents have made a silly mistake. You'll be making a sillier mistake by continuing to resent your parents.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Insight with Agatha, where you get to share a problem with Auntie Agatha. My name is Agatha and
I'm Muji Alaya. Welcome to the show.
And I'm Wanzi Collins. Welcome to the show.
And my name is Motunde. Welcome.
Well, let's go on a short break, after which Collins will read the story and tell us who our guest is for today. Welcome back from that short break. Collins.
Yeah, welcome and thank you for coming once again. Our guest today needs no introduction. If you hear the popular blockbuster movie Everybody Loves Jennifer, the highest gross earning director for that movie, Mr. Tunde OLAOYE.
He's my mentor.
I'm delighted to be here.
Okay, what issue are we treating?
All right, so the issue we have at hand today is actually one that touched me because I have a personal connection with that. Not me though, but someone really close to me experienced something like this. So this is a young lady who's battling for her life constantly because she's fighting with sickle cell
anemia.
And according to the story she sent in, she's not even angry because of the fact that she has to go in and out of the hospital every other time, but she's angry with her parents because she's saying that her parents knew that they were going to give birth to her and put her in this condition, and yet they still chose to bring her
into the world.
Yeah, of course, she acknowledged that her parents are doing a lot. They've apologized to her. They do their best standing by her, but she still feels that if she forgives them, she's like letting them off the hook, according to what she said. She's just angry with her parents. And this time she looked at them, she finds it difficult to forgive. So she's asking that we should help her, what can she do and how can she move on?
Wow, that's a tough one. But there is this, when I was much younger, my mom used to be a member of the popular organization called YWCA. That's the Young Women Christian Association.
Yeah.
And when they want to start their meeting, they have this popular prayer they called the Serenity Prayer. So I've listened to that prayer a couple of times, and it has guided my philosophy. It has shaped my worldview, over time. The Serenity Prayer says that may God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference between the two. So this is going to just be, my key word for that person. Like, there are some things that you cannot change, and you must have that strength, the fortitude to accept them, and then the ones you can change, that one, put in all your best, put in all your effort to try to change it, and you must know the difference between the two. I mean, your parents too. It's an irreversible mistake they have made. Maybe it could have been avoided if they may know, and some people don't know genuinely. Some people don't really care about, knowing
Let's say they know.
Okay, let's say they know. But there's nothing you can do about it again. So it will be self-sabotaging for you to now still keep using your energy
Yeah, the
Dwelling
little
in-
energy you
to
have,
fight what you cannot
Finding
change.
and you
love
spend a
and
lot in the
bitterness.
hospital,
Exactly.
the little you have, you're pouring it on resentment.
Exactly, and
And a
resentment
whole
takes you
lot of
nowhere.
anger.
Resentment
Yeah.
takes you nowhere. I mean, it hurts you more because I mean, I'm very sure that you're going through the pains too. Sometimes shame, because I've seen parents whose children are battling with sickle cell and then they can't even say it, especially in this part of the world. They'll just say, "Oh, he's sick. He has malaria." Yeah. There's this shame that comes with it in this part of the world. So
In this age and time, we still have people who, I mean, it's not,
It's not
people are still ashamed
so
to say their sickle cell.
Yeah. Like I said, apart from the immediate experience I have, I mean, people living with sickle cell, shout out to them. They in fact, they are stronger
They're
than
warriors,
you know it. I know someone who's like, ashamed. It takes a lot for you to actually come out to say you are.
But it's not your fault.
It's not your
Of
fault. Look,
course.
I
And it
have
is
a
something
friend-
that is
It
a
is, yeah,
general
it's not.
sub.
I have a
it's-
friend whose 2 daughters are SS. We're colleagues in Daily Independence. TUNDE. He spent so much, and he's still spending so much to keep the girls alive.
Alright.
He's bittered. He did not know. His wife,
Or in this case, he did not know.
the wife lied about her status.
And that's another thing again. The place of honesty in going into
into
a
it.
relationship that is like forever
Yeah.
as marriage,
sorry, talking about the stigma and the shame that we spoke about. I mean, we are in a society where people stigmatize people because, like this child is saying now, that he or she is angry with the parents. So it is that question that people ask that, oh, so you're AS or you're SS and you're married. So that stigma makes people ashamed because people will ask the question.
Yes.
So
So I'm not.
sometimes they try to hide and not
they would
make people ask that because
go back
people
and
still
point to your parents.
stigmatize.
Yeah,
People
like
still-
Okay.
Agatha wants to
I
say
think I
something.
understand it now.
So
to that
these
okay.
children, they get stigmatized in school. People call them weaklings. Watare okpi.
Makes sense.
That you are not complete. You're always sick.
So
And
you're,
even the
you're
teach-
talking of the children now,
Yes,
not the.
these issues may give rise to resentment for the parents, even when the parents are doing so much
Yeah.
to make these children comfortable.
The kids will keep thinking it was because of you.
That people are stigmatizing me. They don't allow them to take part in sports. Even the teachers are not sympathetic enough, despite knowing their status. But when I look at my friend, everything he has goes into
The kids.
Taking care of
those
those girls.
children. And he's now going through challenges with the mother because he resents his wife for lying to him.
But let me just come in here. The deed has been done.
So
this
you know what
guy-
I'm
this lady
building
now
up?
is saying
What I'm building up?
She's resenting
You
her
see,
parents.
that's when you now begin to resent your parents. In addition to all this guilt, the emotional trauma they are going through in their own personal lives, it's killing the parents.
That's my point. Let me come in here. So this person is the one asking the
topic-
question.
Oh God.
Saying
It's emotional, right?
she's resenting her parents because of this particular issue. I think we should, for me, I think you should try and even be in the position of those parents. Number one, she's assuming they knew. Well, they may not know when they got married, but they may end up finding out later. I have an experience like that. These people didn't know. Somebody will say, why didn't they do a DNA test? During that time, was there anything like
Yeah,
that?
like
that they will say, go and do that. People were not doing that. So they may not know. It could be that it is after they gave birth to her that they got
started
to know,
finding out.
They let her then because of that. She said, so they've already given birth to her, and at times, this thing is a hereditary thing. You have AS, and A can come from here. A can come. The child will be AA. Then A can come from here. S can to be AS. Then SS will come. So it is actually 1 in 4.
This boy
It's actually
has
1
two.
in 4
No, the thing
children
is,
that will have it. So they won't know that she is the one the fourth person that would. So
My
trying
friend
to, I think she should
had
get information.
I think it's a lottery that
Yes.
nobody should play.
Yes,
When you know.
it's a gamble that you
gamble
should
that
not
when
play.
you- but
Give
when
birth
you
to
don't
AA,
know,
so
when you
play
don't
that
know.
lottery.
You know, and that's why on a lighter note, I'd like to say thank God that we are born in this generation where we
This information,
share
you know.
information. You
Exposure.
don't just do anything. Like the Martin would just.
You don't I know that you want to
brother.
insult me. Just tell me, Collins, you've been
Because
looking for
my
a way
parents didn't know.
since.
I also think
Don't worry, 1-0.
psychoanalyzing people involved in this is also very important. I mean, it's in the place of clinical psychology now. You need to there's a way you need to prepare them for life.
Yeah.
I mean, people judge what they don't understand.
Yeah.
So sometimes too, don't blame those children who see some kind of children that are different from them, and then they feel these ones are always, they don't play with us. So these children, psychoanalyze them and then give them examples of people who have sickle cell and have excelled in life.
Like
Sometimes
Dr. Kuku.
they're very intelligent because
sure.
all the time that we used to go and play, they can
Yeah.
concentrate on their studies and excel. I mean, Adekunle Gold.
And even the gene itself
Can you imagine?
makes
Nobody.
them naturally.
Are you serious?
What is doing?
The gene itself makes them naturally.
He came
smart.
out to say.
Yeah,
Dr.
Benny
Kuku.
Man. Yeah, Dr. Kuku.
Okay,
of
Benny
Eko
Man.
Hospital.
Yes.
Benny Man.
Oh, I've heard of Dr. Kuku.
T-balls in TLC.
Wow, she is.
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine?
There are sports people playing American football,
Yes,
playing
yes.
soccer.
Yeah, so and I think this is where a whole lot of sensitization has to come into play.
A whole, now, exposure.
Yeah,
Also.
there should be more
Awareness,
programs, there should be more
information.
awareness, there should be more,
It's not a dead
things
sentence.
doing
not.
there
Yes.
to put these things out there.
Yeah.
Dr. Kuku actually has a foundation of sickle cell.
Yeah.
Understand, and he has done so much.
And that's the Dr. Kuku of Eko Hospital.
Hospital.
Popular Eko
Yeah.
Hospital.
So, and some of them live far even beyond the
Yes.
expected time.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
you know the funny thing is that even right now, you can do the stem cell treatment. So it's a treated. It's not
a death sentence.
It's not. You can treat it now, even though it's expensive and it's new.
I want to
So
say,
just keep
okay.
yourself alive. I mean, and then you can make it in life and have enough money to do this treatment and get out of it. So
Yes.
And if
don't
you
resent.
take-
Oh, wait, you can
Medications.
reverse
Yeah,
the
yeah,
case?
yeah.
You can
It's
actually-
cell.
Oh.
I think I heard-
Well,
yeah.
I am very sure it's not 100% affordable and accessible.
It's not.
It's not affordable for now.
It's very
It's
expensive.
very expensive. But
Yeah,
the
it's
truth is
not
that
accessible.
you can make yourself rich enough, to be able to afford it. Because I mean,
How old is she again? She didn't specify.
She didn't mention her age.
see, everybody, life has defeated everybody somehow.
Yeah.
You could have been born into a very poor family.
And
Yeah.
You could have been. So there is. Forget the fact that your parents could have reversed this. What if your parents are A and AA, and then you are born with a particular disability?
Yeah,
Sure.
I mean,
Autism.
or maybe
Autism. Let's talk
you don't have to
You
blame
were born with
Autism.
autism and then you have
Nothing. I mean,
AAA.
you don't have to blame any other person for whatever predicament you find yourself in. I see
That's-
life sometimes as a script.
Yeah.
It's
And
a
then
script.
You need to
It
play
is
your
a
role.
script. Like,
Everything takes place in the mind. When just have it at the back of our mind, inside ourselves, that in spite of everything, she can do whatever she wants to do. Like he mentioned, there are people that are actually sickle celler, and yet they participate in sports. There are certain sports that you don't actually need muscles and strength to do, that you actually need
Quiz.
your wits, so they can participate. You've heard of an actor, Benny. I never knew Benny Mac. A renowned actor. You hear
I'm
of
just learning about
international
Benny Mac,
musicians.
actually.
You can be
No, I heard
anything
Dekule
you want
Goes when
to
his
be
story
if
broke.
you make up your mind. I don't know. She didn't mention her name. If you make up your mind and and stop because okay, like now you say you won't forgive them, because if you forgive your parents, it's like you are
You're
letting them off the hook. Whereas
she's
you are
the
actually
one
tying
tying
yourself
yourself
down.
yeah,
Because unforgiveness and that bitterness inside of you and that hatred is actually there are certain
cancerous.
there are certain
eating her
sicknesses attached
slowly.
to such things. You see that some people, they will go to the hospital, they will say they are feeling pains all over, they will do this, they will do that, they will test them, they will do every
Nothing.
Nothing. They will find
It is the
nothing.
bitterness.
That is why people like us. I like you know, like Galicia. We don't get any. It's true. If you touch
so
me
for emphasis sake, Uncle Tunde, if I may call you that, the prayer you said, that those lines, I think you should re-echo it again so that if she's watching, she could. So that carries a lot of wisdom.
Yeah,
actually,
says that God should give you the serenity to accept the things that you cannot change. The courage to change the things you can change. And the wisdom to know the difference.
Amazing.
So that's amazing.
I mean, that's her answer right there.
Yeah.
You know, so Auntie Agatha, over to you.
I think this young lady should expunge that hatred from her mind.
If she can.
If she has to. Okay. She has to.
If she wants to move on.
But let's go on a short break. After the short break, we'll come back and continue. Welcome back from that short break. It's still Insight with Agatha, and we're discussing the issue of sickle cell. Woo! Collins?
I have goosebumps, you know. The story for me is, like I said in my introduction, it's personal because I've related. You know, I know someone who's currently going through that. Is a lot, but she just has to let go. You know, there's no amount of resentment or anger you can hold towards your parents that can change what is already the current situation. I mean, the little energy you have when you're out of the hospital, why don't you spend it being happy? You know, so that's just the right part, is the part of happiness, and that's the part of forgiveness for me. That's my own opinion.
Moji?
Well, I want to say this to you. You really need to gather information concerning this. The thing is that sickle cell anemia is actually endemic. I mean, mostly it affects the black people. That is Africans. And it is actually God's way. The sickle cell itself, the sickling of our red blood cell, is God's way of preserving us, because by now everybody don't die of malaria. That is what actually prevents. That is it. That's why they told you that Mungo Park came and he died at River Akini, because most of them don't have that sickling. Their red blood cells don't have that sickling effect. So it's that sickling effect that keeps us black. So you don't have anybody to blame. Okay, your parents too could have blamed their own parents too for giving them the carrier, making them carriers, because somebody with AS is a carrier of the sickling effect. So they too could have been affected by that. Okay, they will blame their parents for giving them that what they call that carrier, that S. So you don't have anybody to blame, please, and don't blame anyone. Just know that, well, everything happens for a purpose. There are people that are doing great things just because of that. You could even be an advocate for this particular sickness if you can get in touch with. There's a sickle cell foundation in the country. You can get across to them. And another thing is that there are things that you can do to help yourself instead of focusing on the negativities. Okay, my parents made me a sickle celler, so because of that I'll forever help them. You can read up things. There's information all over the web, you know, the internet, for you to know how to go about taking care of yourself. There are certain things that you can eat, you know, natural things that you can take to help yourself. I'm just trying to tell you the way forward. Try to help yourself and then focus your energy on those things that you know that you are good at. You have already heard of people that are doing great things and they also have this thing. It's not a life sentence. So gather more information about this and then thank God that you know. So you know, when you want to get married, you have to marry somebody that has AA. You can't marry AS. Definitely that is out of it. No. So marry AA and then do things to help yourself, and please focus. I discovered that most of the people with that have sickle cell anemia, they're usually very, very intelligent. Yes, highly intelligent.
I mean, God had to compensate them with something.
They're highly intelligent.
Very smart.
So take care of yourself. There are things that you ought to do, how to take care of yourself. You gather some information on the internet, you know, to take care of yourself, and please. Your parents are showing you love. Show them this. They are going through a lot. Even they themselves are going through. They are spending money and they are living every day with the fact that one child can die Do you understand? So
It's
please,
not- it's a
it's
lot,
not easy.
actually.
It's
It's a
emotional.
lot.
They're going through a lot. So please, forgive them totally from your heart. You're not actually getting even with them. You're actually getting even with yourself if you continue with this unforgiveness.
And I would like to add, you can see a therapist,
Yeah.
What's in it?
I feel for you, to be honest. I mean, this is like one of them episodes where I've not had much to say. Because, I mean, this is your life that we're talking about. You're living with this forever. But like director said, I mean, I pray you get to the point where you have enough funds to access the, the treatment and get better. I understand that the resentment is going to be there for a long time. Let's be real. You're going to hate your parents, but it's not going to help you. Maybe you should perhaps reach out to other sickle cell, people, carriers, and their foundations. Read up, like she said, read up about people who are doing great. In fact, I was shocked. I heard some names and I'm like, oh, wow. So, like I said, God had to compensate carriers with something else. The brain, they're always very smart. So use your own to do something else. The little energy that you have, save it up for something, better. Your parents have done the mistake. It's just like you offending God, and God will still forgive you. Move on. Your parents have done it, they've done it. Don't kill them more for the mistake that they knew about or they did not know about. It has happened, it has happened. What will be, will be. So now this is your life now. Take your life into your hands and try to make the best of it.
And
well, what I'll tell you is that I'm AA, but I have my own battles too.
Yeah.
So we all have our battles.
Yeah, we all have our battles.
So that's your own battle. Face it. I mean, in this life, where I come from, they will say OLAOYE, which means life is a battle. So you need to brave it. Many form of resentment that you have towards your parents will keep making your life more miserable. So let's say that your parents have made a silly mistake. You'll be making a sillier mistake by continuing to resent your parents.
Yeah.
I mean, face your life. You are in this world already. It's a battle. Face it. Like we all are facing our battles. And I'm sure that if you face it with all, courage, you are going to come out victorious.
When life throws you lemon, make lemonade.
you've heard everybody. I'm not going to add anything. I'm going to subtract anything. But this I'll tell you, hatred does no good to anybody. Hatred, it's like cancer. It will continue to eat deep into you. Let's go. It's not worth it. Your life is at stake. Be happy. Choose to be happy.
Choose to be happy.
So on that note, Moji.
So, please, a problem shared is a problem solved. Share with us on our pages, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Then we would like you to subscribe. Please, not just sharing your problem, but subscribe. View, subscribe, and drop your comments. Please, drop your comments.
Very important.
Very important.
Very important. We are on all social media platforms. Don't forget to like that, liking, sharing,
subscribing,
subscribing, and hit that bell.
And they don't collect money. It's free. It's free.
Hit that bell. Let that bell keep ringing. That bell, that notification. Just hit that button.
Thank you very much for finding time to come and be part of this program.
I'm glad to be here.
Much. I learned something today. The serenity.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
great.
great honor to have you here.
Maybe you
very
can do
much.
something on sickle cell.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it already. I mean, it's that's what storytelling is about. Storytelling is supposed to, advance the society.
Yeah.
It's supposed to
Create awareness.
Awareness, of course, inform
Because
people, educate people, while even entertaining them. So it's something I would. It's an advocacy, story I would really like to work on in the future.
That's great.
And we want to be part of it.
That's great.
Like to be
Thank you very much for having us in your space. Until next week, bye.
Bye.
Bye.